Yes, everyone, you know what time it is. It's your boys Jack and Nick here, Lazy801, as you know him in the chat, and we are going to be celebrating. We are going to be reminiscing over what was best win of the season, the most crucial, huge win of the season, potentially our huge climb back into that top four. It already was a top four race, but it now feels like Spurs have really sent a statement to the rest of the Premier League and to anybody else who dares to try to even challenge to the top four with us. But Nick, post 4-0, I mean, as you said, actually probably not the best time to celebrate in your house. Everybody's sick at the moment, but
Hey man, but you know what? I'm rising above it because there's no better way to start a week than a 4-0 drubbing of something. In the words of a great scholar that we both know goes by the name of Dave Harris, who said that Aston Villa were good? Who said that they were good?
and did you go into it with the same amount of confidence that he did? Because I certainly didn't.
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Yeah.
not. I would say, man, that I would not accepting the draw though. That question that gets bandied around, would you take a draw? No way, man. We had to win this.
Mm.
We have the better squad overall. We need to prove it, man. And what we saw was the closest to the feeling we had in that first 10 games, man. It was the closest to what Ange Ball is supposed to look like,
So was I
in my
being too
opinion.
lenient by saying it was a must not lose? It was actually really more a must win, you feel like?
If we want Champions League, man, and I don't want to
Mm.
get into the whole debate of don't celebrate fourth place. Fourth place is not a trophy. BS. You want to be in fourth place instead of fifth place. That's a given. If we want that, we had to win that game, man,
Yeah.
without a doubt. Because in my opinion, if we would have lost that game, game's over.
Also, too, you should think about this, right? Like, it feels like Spurs fans, we usually have to be pretty inventive, anyways, when it comes to coming up with ways to
To
celebrate anything.
celebrate. Yeah,
So,
of course.
this is definitely not a bad excuse in this situation. But everybody, if you can for us, do smash that like button, please. Do thank Nick for giving up his time this evening, for helping put out this Twitter Reacts for all of you lovely people tomorrow morning. But everybody, like I said, get your comments in. Let us know your favorite part of this bit of Twitter Reacts, and we have a good one lined up for you. Billy saying, imagine dropping this stinker in front of your mom on Mother's Day. He ain't getting a roast dinner tonight. A 5.3 seems a bit generous.
You know what, man? I barely took notice of him the whole game, and it was something that I thought that we did kind of take advantage of. We don't have to go in there and put fouls on him, create the tense air. The tense air was already there. We could use that in our favor, and I think we did, really, man. It's just the intimidation factor that something may happen. I think proved the point that man for man, we had the
Mm.
better squad, and would you say that Matty Cash was left in somebody's pocket?
Definitely was. And like you said, he was a bit anonymous to a degree, which would suggest that he was probably trapped in somebody's pocket. And I think Udoji, will probably have no problem finding him. Once he empties his keys and pockets on his return home this evening. Simon Yemain says Werner with 4 goals and assists and 5 starts. It's 419 minutes played, contributing
Mm-hmm.
almost every time he has played. And this is much. And this is also much time to adjust after months of not playing either. I can't see how he doesn't improve as we go. If that happens, I don't see how Spurs don't make this deal permanent. Are you on the permanent side, making it permanent, or you still want to see more?
I'm leaning to a permanent deal
Mm-hmm.
more right now. And you know what? My thinking is a little bit different. Of course, yes, we need more quality up front. We need more quality in the striking positions all around. I think the focus really needs to be on a center forward, though.
Mm.
If we do keep Werner around, somebody a little bit more versatile like an Eze who can play midfield as well, who can be competition for Madison. I think then if we bring in somebody like that, then it's totally fine keeping Werner and relying on him, trying to get the best out of Johnson, and then really spending our money on that big man up front right
Yeah.
now. So far, I'm happy with Werner. I thought it was a good signing. I've always liked Werner, even though he played for
Yeah, that's
the
fair.
scum of the earth for a while there. But before then, I really thought highly of him.
Yeah.
There's
And
no reason. There's no reason he can't come good under this system. That finish, that he had, man. I gotta say, I hope it gets as much plaudit this week as it deserves, man. First time touch. He didn't take the easy way at all. He didn't take a touch, which he could have. He had a little bit of space to do it. He didn't. He didn't go near corner, which he could have. He took the hard, definite goal scoring, if you get it right, deflection, just a ping. It was like a pool shot right in the corner, man. So more of that, please, Timo.
A dance floor or a murder of a finish, if you will, from our man Timo. James Madison retweeting something from the past where he says, as a Coventry boy playing for Leicester City, scoring against the Villa is a bloody good feeling. Great 3 points, and he's done it yet again, hasn't he, James Madison? That's a good team to save your good performances for, Matters, because we really needed you in this one, that's for sure. Pedro Porro says, my club, incredible performance from the boys today, and as per usual, we're just getting the classy touches from our man Pedro on the social media. Billy's just maybe a bit of a shrug of the shoulders here, a bit cheapishly saying, John McGinn's quotes, everyone knows how important the game is tomorrow, and it's probably in a league fixture the most important game in the club's recent history. The players are well aware of that. I guess they just didn't show up then, for the most important game of the season.
I guess John let the occasion get to him, because we weren't seeing that from him. You know what? I gotta say, man, especially in that first half, it didn't look like they were ready. They were ready for us. It looked like the occasion really got to that squad. It looked like they were sheepish. They weren't taking their chances. They weren't pushing hard forward, and it looked like even Emery set them up to be much more defensive and to try not to lose the game, to hold us to a draw if they could.
Yeah, two results in a row now where they haven't even scored. It feels like they have left themselves in those coffee shops in Amsterdam by the looks of things. Maybe they need to get back to their best selves. Alex says, honestly, just take off every key player while you can, Ange, because Villa are going to injure as many of them as possible. Something I actually didn't think about while we were 2-0 or 3-0 up, that this Villa team, they don't exactly take losing easily as much as the rest of the teams do.
No, and they get the rub of the green as far as the calls go when it comes to playing us, for sure. But hey, the fact that we got out of there without any major injuries, hoping that Van de Veen, that isn't a huge deal, but we'll see. But it could have been a lot worse going with how everybody felt going into it, man.
Absolutely. And Big John Bass, John McGon.
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's a nice try, man. But all right, I'm not exactly sure what the Joker reference is.
John McGinn, he's at McGinn.
Yeah,
Now he's McGon. Now he's McGon.
And now he's McGon. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
I'm a little slow tonight.
I wouldn't say it's the most clever. I think it's definitely a stretch of a pun there. But Big John Bass, he's got to work with what he has to work with. Professor Prof Spur saying Van de Ven makes his opponents look like children. It's unbelievable. Someone had said that he's a cheat code. Would you agree with that? That he's
100%, man. I like the way that you were going with it earlier, man. He is like a bullet train. He's not even a freight train. He's Mickey Van de Ven. No, he's Mickey Shinkansen bullet train.
Because freight trains, you'd think, take a while to actually get going. Yes, they are a freight train eventually, but not straight away. Whereas you would maybe argue in this situation, Van de Ven is more in the quick, starter train, but then also has freight train abilities as well. It's a hard one. He's like the Japanese, the finest trains in the business. That's what Mickey Van de Ven is. Carly T saying, framing this.
Yeah, this one right here is going to take some dissection right now. There's a lot going on in this picture right here.
What do you think of Hoiberg's tattoo first? He's
right.
First and foremost, of the Caribbean, tattoo. I feel.
Or it looks like some kind of vortex I'm being sucked into and through his chest. But the big question, I think, on everybody's mind is that really a shower cap?
Is it a shower cap or is it an ice bag on the top?
Is it an ice? Oh, on his head. He got the head injury. Was it back of his head?
Brain freeze material. That would give you brain freeze straight away. I feel like you got to put a bit of a barrier in between yourself and that.
Something strange is going on right there, man. And that needs a little bit more explanation.
It's such a big bag of ice. It's like he took a baseball bat to the head or something like that. It's that big of a bag of ice. Don't blame Vic. He's made of, absolute divine material, so whatever he needs, in order to recuperate and get back to his best self, won't question it. But I agree, definitely question marks over this picture, and also that tattoo of Hoiberg's I didn't even know existed. It's
Mhm.
it's definitely something. I'll tell you that tattoo. Tam's 3 game suspension park, and it's
Ooh,
this is the
3-point
thing
lane.
though, when clubs do this, right? You feel like it's gonna come back and bite you in the ass, right? When you kind of make
Of
these
course.
sort of so why do you do it, right? Because it's only gonna Spurs fans as well. We're fickle. We do hold on to grudges. We do like a good revenge. This was always going to come back to bite them.
The 100%, especially when it's us, man. You come to our patch and you try to have a little fun like that. You know what? They try it on Madison, bites them right back in the butt. You take out our players, you're gonna lose at home. You're gonna get embarrassed.
And Rodrigo Bentancur's tackle on Matty Cash in the last couple of minutes. Let's pull this up
Yeah, you
here.
know what? I missed that, man. I
I missed
missed.
it too. I'm actually trying to find it. Oh, that's class.
I got to go back and watch it, man. I'm
I need
assuming
to
it
see it
wasn't too
too.
bad. He didn't get carded for it or anything like that, right?
It must have been at the very end of the game because
Yeah.
everybody as well was pointing it out. It seemed like at the very end of the game. So it must have been while I was already happy clapping to my heart's content that I must have missed it. Billy saying, effing yes, best win under Ange. Big statement. Enjoy your lunch, Villa. They got served some lunch, that's for sure, Billy. And it was also, right, a mid afternoon kind of kickoff around
Yeah.
lunchtime. So
Mhm.
just the right amount of time to get some just about the time to get the Ange lunch served. Craig O'Sullivan saying, I would have used Johnson as a super sub against Villa
Uh-huh.
personally. I certainly wouldn't
That's
have
what I said.
started him on the left. However, I'm not a manager, and normally
You
when
know
I
what?
say stuff like this, it gets thrown back in my face. Same here.
I don't make that money either, man. That's out of my pay grade. You know what? There's more astute people in the world doing that job than me and Craig O'Sullivan because I was right with him. I was said, look, I
I
like
never saw
Johnson.
it coming.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a lot going for him, but I think he's a super sub for the rest of the season, is what I said
Yeah.
yesterday.
Same.
As a matter of fact, I like him in that position. To me, it didn't look like the responsibility of starting he was taken to, but he's proven everybody wrong as of 8 hours ago, however long it was, man. You know what? I think we got something good. We got 11 games left in this season for him to prove us wrong or prove some people right. You know, I think really we got something on our hands there
Hmm.
that's going to come good.
Prepare to put on your revisionism flat caps, everybody. Get ready for,
Hmm.
to revise our Brendan Johnson feelings because I agree. I was in the same boat and also never even expected him to start on the left, let alone,
Yeah.
even starting in the first place in this game.
Well, the last time we saw him start on the left was not a phenomenal
Mm.
display, right? That
Mm.
was Arsenal.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
there might have been some other cameos here and there where we just felt like he's clearly was much better on the right.
Mhm.
Showed today that he can do a job. Stefan McGrath says, unfortunate for Sky Sports to have to interrupt their Man City and Liverpool coverage to have to show the Villa
Yeah,
versus
yeah,
Spurs
yeah,
game.
yeah,
A
yeah,
major inconvenience to their
yeah, yeah.
schedule,
Talk
Stefan.
about a gush fest.
They
Yeah.
probably just felt like they already rescheduled it. They probably just felt like canceling it altogether, actually, just so that they could get some more pre-match build-up to that Liverpool and Man City fixture, which I actually predicted perfectly. Ended up
Yeah.
finishing. Oh, I said on the cheese room, I said the way that game always ends, it ends 1-1 with Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola smooching and hugging each other after
Uh,
the end of it, and it's exactly how it
nail on
ended.
the head. Nail
It's
on the head.
exactly. I was laughing to myself about that. Billy says, Timo, this is a murder. Very much so it was. Paul O'Keefe, Sonny has been involved in 22 goals in his last 21 league appearances, 14 goals and 8 assists. Serious numbers. We've been very
Yeah.
reliant on this man, Sonny, this season. Him and Richarlison have stepped up huge for us. But Sonny, I think he's just showing that, like, left, right, down the middle, probably left back or right back, this guy's, still going to end up with, goals and
He's still going
assists.
to do a job. Yeah, and even though people say he was a bit anonymous throughout the game, you know what? He was doing the job that was asked of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a different role than just playing center forward either. I don't. Was it a little bit of a false nine? That's kind of what I was seeing. He was
Yeah.
certainly dropping way back at the first half, but you know what? He gets the job done. And how many assists was it today? Was it 1 goal, 2 assists?
1 goal,
Something
2
crazy
assists. I
like
think you're right. Yeah.
yeah.
And one of them, I think, it just Sonny, never doubt him. I mean, also as well, like the goal that he had. Like I said to Dave, you probably could have closed your eyes before it even reached him. You knew that was going to go in the back of the
Yeah,
net
yeah,
the moment that
100%.
Kulusevski squared it to him. Pop Matasar, the scholar, says, "What a
What a man.
result! Let's keep going." Did you? Dave and I were
Soul of
early on
Stephen
this.
Hawking.
Yeah, we were early on this. I caught this quite early that I saw in an interview that hadn't really blown up until now. But yeah, he's wanting, once he retires from his very already successful career as a footballer, he wants to get into computer science and computer programming.
You know what? Hey, man, he's a Renaissance boy. This is
Not
what
even
it
just
is.
the programming. He says he's more interested in like, the motherboards and the logic chips and like,
Uh-huh.
the actual hard
Whatever
wiring.
floats your boat, baby. As long as you're putting in crosses like that, you can do whatever you want after hours.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll see Pop Matasar one day. We'll see him at GameStop, it feels like, after he's done being a footballer. Flav. Flab flashing the four. There we are,
Uh-huh.
baby. Four. That's the day. The day of fours. The day of fours, Flab. Well done, sir. Brooklyn 1882. The entire timeline right now on Twitter. It was bumping, I must say. People were feeling good, looking good. Just as it's a great time to be on the Spurs Twitter, I must be honest. Certainly is. And Isa saying, apart from goals, what does Prime Messi really have over Brennan Johnson?
Certainly not the height.
No.
Certainly not the height. You know
Better
what?
right
Listen,
foot. Better
I
right foot
wouldn't
than
go that
Messi.
far.
Better right
I
foot than
wouldn't go
Messi.
that.
That's it.
What's that?
I say he has a better right foot than Messi. Messi could take
I
a thing or two from Johnson in that regard.
I mean, arguably.
Speed
Listen,
lessons.
man, it's the confidence though that I like to see right now in Johnson. And hey, this could be absolute genius from Ange in starting him today because this could be the springboard.
Dan says, considering the opponent and being away from home, probably the best performance under Ange so far. I think
100%.
that's the exact way to look at it, Dan. Digital Spurs saying Brennan Johnson wheeling away after scoring a crucial goal. It's his go-to face. It really is in any situation. Prof Spurs saying Mickey is stronger and faster than any striker in the Premier League.
He's certainly crazier. That's for sure.
When he actually legitimately beat Adama Traore in a one-on-one race, that was scary to think about. You're like, well, he legitimately is the fastest player in the Premier League, that guy, and that sort of rules out anybody else trying to beat him in a one-on-one race. And then today, Ollie Watkins, one of the strongest players in the Premier League, he just bullied in so many situations there. He just
Which you love
showed
to
him the
see.
weight room.
Yeah, and he was very commanding all over, coming for the crosses, catching them when he usually punches them away. He did have a couple of punches, but they were effective. Gotta love that guy.
Love the Big Vic, too. And then Jamie O'Hara saying, all right, Gabby, thanks for coming. It was a bit of the talk sport derby here, between Mr. O'Hara and Gabby Banglahor, who also I'd say I actually have a soft spot for Gabby, mostly because I do like his Birmingham accent, and I like hearing him complaining about things. It's just he has a great voice for complaining. I'll be perfectly honest, Gabby. It's very well it's well tuned, for a complaining voice. But I felt like he'd thrown a lot of shade on Spurs this season and at various times when we've slipped up and everything like that. And I felt like Villa and Spurs, I feel like we could just sort of had, kind of ignored each other. Yeah, we're both playing well, both, in these great, kind of renaissance redevelopments of kind of the club and, the team and everything like that. There's no reason for this, hatred.
Yeah.
There's no reason to throw shade on each other, but they started it. I'd say they started it.
You know what? People like to pick problems with Spurs. Even when there's no reason to, no issue. It's like we're the cool kids in the school that all the loser punk bullies want to start a problem with. Well, here's yours back, my friend.
Pedro Porro. Getting back to one of our Spurs fans on Twitter, he says, thank you so much, Pedro Porro. My son will never, ever forget the day you gave him your shirt. A lifetime memory. Well played. A great win. Come on, you Spurs.
Wait a minute. Is that Big Boss Man?
It could be. I wonder. Find out, Big Boss Man. Let us know in the comments. Were you at the game? That's actually That's a great show. Sharky saying that Højbjerg cameo, by the way.
Yeah. The pirouette, The
He's looking
reverse
like Brian
pirouette.
Chavi out there. He really was.
Uh-huh.
That one move that he did have, where it did seem by accident, where he didn't know that there was a guy closing him down. Then he pulled off that
I don't.
crazy turn, and then the move
Look.
that he pulled off after that was
Yeah, yeah,
insane.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
that, Sauceberg. I'll tell you, Sauceberg. Love that guy. Spurs song sheet. I'll play this for you, Nick. I'm not sure if they can hear it, but it was
Nice.
a loud atmosphere on the Spurs end of things, that's for sure. And Yowzer saying John McGinn back in the dressing room waiting to apologize to his teammates.
Oh my lord, that is a very good likeness there. Uh-huh.
And then last but not least, Mitchell Jan Vertonghen watching these Van de Ven shifts. It's a beauty. It's a beauty indeed. Well, this one didn't disappoint. A great Twitter reacts, great content all around. Spurs fans at their best usually when we win 4-0. You know, we're petty, we're funny, fickle. You know, we have good revenge, spirit in us. And it's just
We like
didn't
shoving it
disappoint,
on other people's faces,
as we should.
Uh-huh.
Well, any final words from yourself there, Nick?
Listen, I'm looking forward to it because I think that this is definitely the catalyst that's going to carry us into the rest of the season, man. I'm hoping for major losses and train wrecks in the teams right above us. I'm sure I'm delusional with that, but I think we're getting 9 points out of the next 3 matches. I could say that right there with confidence. Hopefully I'm not eating my words, but man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good about going into the next week. That's for sure.
All right. Well, everybody, appreciate you all. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching these Twitter reacts and engaging with them. I do like making them. And also, please, everybody, do thank Nick for taking his time out of this evening and doing this Sunday evening so that it can be out for you guys Monday morning and Monday afternoon for wherever you guys are in this wonderful Spurs world. But it is indeed a Spurs world, at least for the next 24 hours, because we have sent a statement to the rest of that Premier League. The top 4 race is certainly on. Huge chance for Ange Postecoglou and this team to really overachieve this season. But we'll keep moving. We move. Come on, you Spurs.
We move. We never stop. And that picture of McGinn right there is going to haunt my dreams.
I actually had to. I'm still blown away by that one. It was yeah, and it's not from an account I usually ever see. Like, it's sort of random as well. It's like a very random Twitter account that's done it. So well done to them. But everybody, come on, you Spurs. In the big Ange we trust. We never stop. We move on. Let's grab those 9 points like Nick is talking about there and keep pushing. We'll see you, everybody. Come on, you Spurs.
Peace.